All right. How's everyone doing out there? My name is D Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. And after some emails, after we got some interest, looks like we're going to be starting this 60-day road to funding quest, this challenge. What I'm going to be doing is starting a new $50,000 evaluation combine with Top Step. Very excited because I actually want to, show everyone, the ups and the downs of getting funded and actually passing and getting funded without over leveraging yourself, with taking red days, with taking losing trades, with doing things the way that you're supposed to do them. So again, if you wanted to be involved, all I'm going to say is you better be in the room. I posted a community post, or you can join with the link down below to join the Gold Members Lifetime Evolution Traders community and mentorship. But if you miss it and you're not in the room by tomorrow morning, I'm going to be starting this. So I'll probably do another one in 2024 once I get done with the current group and myself. Might be somewhere in late January, somewhere in late February or mid-February, whenever I have time. Because remember, I trade options full time, and then I also have a couple of funded accounts already that I trade that I can take payouts on. So in the midst of all of that, I'm going to also be doing this evaluation account. So I don't want to stretch myself too thin, right? As a trader, you never want to stretch yourself too thin and take on too many things. So that's why I'm not going to just run them back to back to back. Like, for example, if we pass in 2 or 3 weeks, I'm not going to start a new quest right away or anything like that. I just want to get through the process. I want to go through some ups and downs because I want there to be periods of drawdown. I want there to be losing trades. I want there to be days where I can create those journal entries that we can learn from. And what I'm going to be doing is in the community Discord, in that mentorship, I'm going to be creating a custom channel where when I take a trade, I'm going to post it. I'm going to post my entry. I'm going to post the reason why I'm taking the trade. We're going to only use 1 or 2 setups. So all we're going to do is essentially wait. I'm going to be up all night tonight because I'm going to create a whole outline, a whole trading plan of rules that I am going to follow. And if you are going to tail me and you're going to do this quest with me and get on this road to getting funded going into 2024, you can use a prop firm of your choice, whether it's Top Step, whether it's Apex, whether it's whatever. It doesn't really matter the firm. They're all the same. So I'm going to create those rules. I'm going to set strict outlines and guidelines that I'm going to follow. So just to kind of give you guys just a little bit of an overview of some of the things that I'm going to do is I'm probably going to incorporate a rule where I'm not going to take any trades right off the bell. Right now, whether that's the first 5 minutes, whether that's the first 30 minutes, the first 15 minutes, I'm still pondering that right now, but I know for a fact that I want to let some price action develop before I start taking trades. So that's going to be a hard rule. No trades, before we get that opening range. I'm also going to have a strict daily loss limit. So it's not going to, for example, the account that I'm going to be signing up for is going to be a $50,000 account. They give you $1,000 drawdown and $2,000 on the total account. I'm going to set it a lot lower than that. So it might be 200, might be 250, maybe 300, maybe 150. Again, I'm going through the details on what's the best plan of attack. I will only be trading micro contracts, so no mini contracts. I will be looking to scalp as well as hold trades as long as technically there's still a reason for me to hold. I'm going to keep my position sizing and risk relatively low, maybe start somewhere with 2 to 3 contracts, depending on if I'm green on the day, might increase the size as the price action gets slower. And if I have a risk to reward ratio that's very small. So maybe if I have, let's say, for example, a setup where it's 10 or 12 points of risk, I might do 4 or 5 contracts, but no more than 5. If there's a much larger risk, it's going to be obviously a lot less contracts than that. I'm going to set some strict rules as far as profit taking and where I'm going to stop on the day. Because what tends to happen a lot of times is traders, they get into a groove, they win 1 or 2 trades, and then next thing you know, they're sizing up and they're giving back profits at the end of the day. We are not going to do that. I'm also going to recap every single day, making a video, a private video that's not going to be on YouTube. It's only going to be for the people that are in this quest, in this challenge, and in Evolution Traders. On the trades that I took, the reasons why I took them, why you should have also been in the trades with me, and then any mistakes that I make, right? Because again, I'm human. Am I going to experience FOMO? Probably. Is there going to be periods of time where I don't want to shut it down? Probably. Is there going to be periods of time where I could have made more money and have to justify as to why I stopped trading on a day? Probably. So I think doing a daily journal with a video recap is going to be great for learning purposes. I'm also going to do mindset exercises in there as well. I'm big on psychology and mindset and the emotions when it comes to trading, because I don't really care what strategy you use, what process, what system, what edge, what concept you're using. I don't believe that it's the way you set up your charts, that it's the strategy or the indicator or the concept or the process that you're using is why you're not profitable. I believe it's you are the reason why you're not profitable. And I want to prove that. I want to go through that. And I want to show that, you know, you can do it trading small size. You can also make really good money trading small size, and you can also be a lot less stressed trading small size, and you can allow yourself the development by trading small size as well. So again, you know, I think that daily journal is going to be good. So I'm also going to be doing like some video lessons on, you know, some exercises that you can do to kind of develop the mindset, how you can reset your mind to, you know, have more confidence and less uncertainty. I also think that another reason why a lot of traders fail or have a hard time is because there's a lot of uncertainty, meaning there's not a lot of trust in the technicals, trust in the system, trust in the price action. A lot of traders tend to think, well, the market can't go any higher, so let me try to look for that short position, and the market goes higher. So developing the right mindset, the right trust, the right confidence, being able to identify the trend as early as possible, because again, sometimes when the day starts off, it's very hard to identify what the trend is. So have been focusing a lot of attention on trying to identify what is the trend based on the overnight session and that first opening range. Like, have we developed a trend? If we haven't, then we've developed a range, and I want to wait for the range to be broken before I start to take my trades. But if there's a clear trend that's developing, I want to try to stay as best as possible with that trend. Now, does that mean that I'm never going to take a trade if it's a scalp against a trend? Probably not. But if I can justify it, right? So like if we look at today's chart, this play here, the trend was starting to develop bullish, starting to develop long, and then it pulled back. But if you notice this candle that closed below the 20 SMA, it was only a 9.5 risk, right? 9.5 point risk. So if I'm looking at 9.5 point risk, it's not that much. It's like $20 per contract. 2 contracts is 40. Maybe I might take something like this because it's such a small risk. Now, if the risk was 25 points, 30 points, 40 points, and it's against a trend, I'm going to let it go. But on something like this, I might consider it, right? Because it's justifiable because the risk is so low, right? So even if we do lose, it's not going to hurt us that much. So again, you know, and this play ended up working for, you know, 9.5, 10 points. So it would have paid. But look at the trade that set it back to the long side with the trend, right? So if you would have identified that the trend was going higher, and if you can't identify this, if you're looking at this and you're saying, well, it was choppy, it's not choppy though. Like, because if I scroll back in time, well, look at this low, look at this low. This low is higher than this low. Look at this low, it's higher than this low. Look at this low, it's higher than this low. This is all in the overnight session. Look at this low in pre-market, it's higher than this low. This low is higher than this low. So there was a trend, right? So for those of you guys out there who kind of thought, you know, well, today's choppy, all you have to do is just draw a line. Is the line going up, or is the line going down, or is the line going flat? This line's going up. Like, so yeah, is the trend crazy? Is it like, you know, was the market screaming to the top side? No, it was a slow grinder, but the trend was up. So if you can identify that the trend is higher, yes, even though this is a big pullback, this is a huge pullback, 904 all the way down to 856, there's 50 points in this pullback, but it's pulling back into an uptrend. So notice what happens once we reclaim the 20 SMA. We continue to go on this slow grind higher, making a higher low, higher low, higher low, before we finally broke down it started to close below a previous swing low, right? So if this was a previous swing low, well, notice what happens once we took out the previous swing low, and you guys can't see that. Let me zoom this in. So notice how when we started to take out this prior swing low, the market flushed, right? And this is, mind you, going into the close, but still, so I'm going to have rules set up. I'm not really going to take trades into the close. I'm going to, try to see what's going on during lunch hour, and try to go against the trend, try to go reverse trend on the lunch hour, because a lot of times if the market's going higher or the market's going lower, it tends to go sideways and go the other way during lunch, kind of run those liquidity stops out. But again, if I'm really excited to do this, because a lot of people struggle out there with the prop firms. A lot of people have a tough time. So I believe that showing the trades, documenting the trades, having losing trades in there, losing days in there, and then battling back, that's what makes you develop as a trader. Not getting lucky and putting on big size and hitting a big trade here and a big trade tomorrow, and next thing you know, you're past, and then now you're in the funded process, and then you do the same thing and you blow up. You don't learn anything. Learning to get ourselves out of a day or two of drawdown is going to be beneficial. Learning that, if we do make some mistakes, being able to correct those at the end of the day and tell ourselves the mistakes that we made so we can fix them is going to be huge in your developmental process. So again, I'll just leave you guys with this. If you guys do have a prop firm challenge that you're currently in, or you want to start a fresh one, doesn't matter. So let's say you're already going through an evaluation, or you've just recently started one, or you're looking to start one. If you want to get in on this challenge and you want to get in on this quest, and you really want to test yourself and you want to push yourself and you want to see if you actually have what it takes to do this, jump in. Let's all do it together, right? I'm human. I'm not a perfect trader. I take losing trades. I have emotions as well. But come trade with someone who's been doing it for 9 years, who can kind of give you that experience that maybe you don't have, right? And again, you're also going to be in the room with other traders who are doing the same thing that you're doing. So it helps. We're all going to be looking at the same charts. We're all going to be looking for the same couple of setups, and we're all going to be taking the same amount of risk, right? So again, it's going to create that camaraderie, that bond, and that confidence. Remember, you need confidence. So if you want to join this and you're serious and you want to stop hanging out on the other side of the fence, be in the room before market open tomorrow, because this quest, this challenge is going to start tomorrow. If not, I'll see the rest of you guys in February or something, and maybe we'll try to do it again. Catch you guys all later. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys next time.